Hey everyone, Zach Greenwade here at Performance Sport and Spine, and today we're going to go over some exercises and drills that will help cue the hip hinge, which will help with lifts such as the deadlift. Initially, we're going to start with more basic drills, and then we'll progress to more advanced ones as we get more comfortable with the movement. One thing we recommend is that you progress at your own pace and not worry about doing them all in one day, and just go as fast as you feel comfortable. For the first drill is the quadruped rock back. So we're going to get on our hands and knees and just slowly rock back onto our heels, making sure the movement is through the hip, not the low back. If anything, you should feel a stretch on the glutes and the hamstrings as you go back. Go slow and controlled and start to get comfortable feeling the motion through the hips. From there, after we master that one, we're going to do a kneeling position, and we're just going to sink back onto our heels, making sure, again, we're pivoting through our hips and not our back. Sometimes as you stand up, squeezing your glutes is a good cue to help initiate the movement through the hips. And also keeping your hands on the side of your pelvis bones. All right, now we're going to progress to a banded assisted hip hinge. So you're going to need a mild resistance band anchored to something that's not going to move. Step into it and place it just where your belt would be. Walk out until you feel mild tension, and you're going to do soft knees and let the band pull you back to the pivot point in your hips, and then use your glutes to squeeze and stand up tall. We'll do 8 reps. As you do this, make sure your weight is over your midfoot and you're not too much on your toes or your heels. You may need to tinker with how much resistance you have on the band and step forward or back accordingly. As you get more comfortable with the movement, at the bottom of the position, you should feel the stretch here. After we've mastered that movement, we're going to progress to the dowel 3-point hinge, where you're going to need a dowel or a PVC pipe or even a broom, and you're going to make sure your head, your mid-back, and your hand right above your tailbone remain in contact. You're going to soft knees and drive your hips back, making sure those 3 points of contact remain. Again, your weight should be over your midfoot. Lower down as low as you can to tolerance, and progress as you get more comfortable with the movement. Another good cue is that your hips should be going back horizontally and then forward horizontally rather than vertically. You'll know you're doing it right, as at this bottom position, you'll feel stretch in your hamstrings and your glute, not your low back. All right, for our last drill, you'll need a wall or something to use. We're going to stand with our back facing it, hands on our hips, find an adequate distance, soft knees, and press your hips back towards the wall until you can maintain contact. You may need to walk closer or farther away depending on how challenging it is initially, but one thing is that your feet should remain flat on the ground with your weight over your midfoot, and your toes should not come off the ground. And again, in that bottom position, you should feel the stress on your hamstrings and your glutes, not in your low back. Sometimes going slower on the way down or pausing in that bottom position can help build confidence in that position. All right, that's it. Once you've mastered this drill, you should be ready to do things like the deadlift. We hope you found this content helpful. If so, please feel free to like and subscribe below.